I just go ahead and splash on 'em.
Hello everyone, it's Kim, and I hope you guys are living long, strong, healthy, and happy. If this is the first time seeing my face, welcome to Thinking Out Loud, a place where I share college tips, life journey tricks, reflections, and a place where we can think out loud. As I've said before, and if you're new to this channel, I will be graduating a year before my expected year. Meaning I was supposed to graduate in 2021, but I'm graduating in 2020. I know with the coronavirus, we have to stay home. However, whether it's in mail, whether it's virtual, I am getting that diploma, okay? I remember I would tell people this and they would be like, how are you doing that? And the funny thing is, before, even I didn't know that this was possible. It was after when I saw one of my friends like actually graduate a semester earlier, I was like, okay, if you can do this, I can do this. So anyways, guys, get cozy, get your juice, get your soda, get your kombucha, get your wine, get whatever will make you feel comfortable, because today we are gonna learn a 3-step formula as to how you can graduate faster and get the hell out of college. Now, before we get into the 3 steps, we have to understand, first of all, why me, why some of my friends, why other people that you've been seeing are doing this in the first place. Now, the first reason why a lot of people do this, and especially me, this is one of the main reasons why I did it myself, is because it cuts down costs. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know this, but college is hella expensive. And the less time you spend in college, the cheaper it gets. Now for me, I'm in a private university, and something that I have to pay per semester is around like $20,000. Meaning if I had spent all 4 years in college, it would be up to $160,000. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, okay, well, there's scholarships, and I did get a scholarship. I'm like, yeah, I got a scholarship. It reduced. Then they're like, oh, there's grants. And I'm like, yeah, that also reduced. And then for some time, I lived off campus. And they're like, oh, that's great. And they're like, oh, but there's loans. Back up. That's the issue I have. Let me get something into you guys, okay? Loans, you don't pay them now. But eventually, when you get a job or whatever, you're gonna have to pay them back. And so, if I have an option to reduce the loans that I'm getting, and this is all for American students, international students, I'm gonna get to you right now, but if you have loans and you can find a way to reduce those loans, wouldn't you? Now for international students, and I'm talking to domestic students who probably do not know, a lot of international students, they're paying out of pocket, meaning they don't have loan, they don't have grant. All they got, by the grace of the Lord, is a scholarship. So this is another reason why they decide to graduate a little bit earlier, just because paying out of pocket $20,000, and I just rounded it up. I didn't feel like adding change because that's just too much. And so the majority of the time, people who want to graduate a little bit earlier is probably because of cost. They want to cut down costs. I wanted to cut down costs. And after doing some thinking and talking to my friends who were graduating earlier, put me in the headspace that this is a lot cheaper than if you had done all the 4 years. The second reason why a lot of people want to graduate earlier, you just want to leave pronto. That's it. You just want to leave. This could be for any reason. Maybe you want to start a business, and for some reason you believe that once you finish college, it's best that you start that business. Or there are a lot of people who are working and they're just going back to college to get a degree really fast so that way they can, get promoted in their job. They don't want to stay there for a long time. Or you're someone who already knows exactly what career path you're going into. You don't understand why you're dragging your feet. Meanwhile, you can just get your degree as fast as possible and start your passion or dream. Okay, now that we've gotten the 2 main reasons why a lot of students graduate earlier than the year they were supposed to graduate, we can get on to the 3 steps as to how you actually graduate earlier. Now, the first thing to do when wanting to graduate earlier is to look at your school credits and what you need to graduate regularly. So in my school, you need 120 credits in order to graduate, meaning you need 15 credits in order for you to graduate in 4 years. Meaning if I take 5 classes that are each 3 credits per semester, I will graduate in 4 years. Now, this is just basic level. So we need to have a base in order to continue building our way up to our goal, which is graduating earlier. So now that we know how to graduate regular time, now we can go into what classes do I need in order to graduate. Now, in one of my videos, I believe it was my first video, I talked about how it's totally fine to not know what major you're gonna get yourself into and that you can discover yourself whilst you're in college. However, if you would like to graduate with a specific degree, you can't take classes willy-nilly. So what does that basically mean? Let me explain it like this. Our school, we're a liberal arts school, meaning we do not just dive into the major like that. For example, I am a marketing major. As a marketing major, I'm supposed to be taking marketing classes. However, since my school is a liberal arts school, in order for me to graduate, I had to take social science electives, I had to take humanity electives, I had to take a fine arts electives, just kind of those things. And also alongside my marketing electives, there are also general business electives that I have to take, meaning when you're a business major, there are certain classes that you have to take in order for you to graduate with a business degree. I had to take my business electives, I had to take my marketing electives, and now I have to take these general electives. And so, look at the degree or the major that you're getting yourself into and kind of see what are the required classes that you have to take in order to graduate. When we're taking me, for example, you ask yourself, how many marketing classes do I have to take? How many general business classes do I have to take? How many humanities? How many social sciences? Just basically breaking down, if you want to do a double major, how many classes do I have to take in order to do a double major? How many classes do I have to take to be in a specific minor? So you break down in detail what exactly you need in order to graduate. Now, once you get the basis and you got in detail, these are the classes that I need, this is exactly how it has to be in order for me to graduate. Boom! Now we're getting to my favorite part. Now the third step as to how we can graduate faster is actually finding ways to make this time shorter. One way you can graduate faster is by actually transferring high school classes or even transferring your classes from your former university if you're a transfer student. Now, if you're a high schooler that took AP or IB or AS, O levels, etc., you can actually take those credits and transfer that into your new university as a specific elective or class. So this is actually one way that my friend was able to graduate earlier. So the friend in question that I'm talking about, she did the British system, and during that British system, she took some AS classes, and the classes that she actually took were AS biology, I believe AS psychology, and AS English. And so when she sent her grades in, they were able to be substituted as one social science elective, which was the psychology, one science elective, which was the biology, and she didn't have to take English 101 because she took AS English. Now, if you're someone who's in high school and is getting ready to go to college, I feel like this is a perfect method. Sadly for me, I didn't know this was a thing until she said, oh, I can graduate earlier with this. And I was like, I took the same exams, fam. I could have done the same thing as you. So this method is not especially good for university students who are already in college and they've not really taken those classes seriously, or they put that behind them, because it's actually when you're going into college where you can send those grades in and they can determine whether they want to take those grades or not, depending on your school, of course. Now, a second way that you can graduate earlier is by adding credits to each of your semesters. Now, this is actually how I was able to graduate. I used this method, and my friend also used this method, and a lot of my other friends who are graduating, they use this method as well. Now, as I said in the first step, you need 5 classes each semester in order for you to graduate on time. For me, I took 6 classes per semester, and one semester I actually took 7, but that was a whole nother story. And I know, guys, I know it's a lot. If you watch my video on working smart, not hard in college, if you have not, those are the ways that helped me in order to graduate earlier. However, one thing I wish I really had done was start in the beginning of my freshman year. Because for me, I started taking 6 classes in sophomore year. So if I was actually able to take 6 classes in the beginning of my freshman year and had continued on, I wouldn't have had to take 7 classes, and I wouldn't have had to do the third way that I'm about to talk to you about, which is by either taking summer classes or doing a study abroad program. So last summer, I did a study abroad program in Costa Rica where I took 3 classes and 1 internship, which is a requirement for you to graduate. So even if I hadn't taken those 6 classes and stuff like that, if I had taken the study abroad program twice, like one of my friends did, I wouldn't have had to take that 1 semester where I had 7 classes, and I wouldn't have had to do 6 classes that many times. So you can either do a study abroad program, or you can take some summer classes online or whatever. That's what I'm doing now. I have plans to travel a little bit or whatever, get my study abroad. I had like 2 classes left, and then I was just gonna come back, you know, like, ooh, I got my degree. But sadly, because of everything that's going on, I'm gonna have to be taking 2 online classes during the summer. Now, it really depends on you as a person, whether you want to take a summer class or you want to study abroad. For me personally, I love traveling, I love seeing new things. So when my friends kind of told me about the study abroad program, I was super stoked, and I just really wanted to just go and discover. And another reason why I wanted to study abroad, because it was a lot cheaper than taking summer classes on campus. And so I just want to say that these ways, you don't have to only limit yourself to one way in order for you to graduate. You can also mix and match the ways that you want to graduate. So as I said, I used the adding extra credits onto your semester, and I also use the studying abroad method, and I'm also using the taking classes during the summer method. So it really just depends on you, depending on like your plan and how you're gonna make sure you are able to graduate earlier. I actually have a bonus step for you guys, and you can say it's like the 4th step. So the 4th step, in order for you to graduate earlier, is to be on top of your credits and monitor them all the freaking time. I basically worked at the Student Success Center for some time in my college, where we had to monitor students' progress, how they were going to graduate, and how we're helping them into graduating earlier. So I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why I know this so much. So you can just literally go to one of your I guess offices or advisories. For us, it was a Student Success Center, and we were just helping them, you know, through their progress and all that extra stuff. So it's as easy as just going up there and asking, I want to graduate earlier, how do you think I can graduate earlier? And you guys kind of sit down and talk about ways into how you guys can graduate earlier. Now, my very organized friend, basically what she did in order to keep herself on track is she made a spreadsheet of all the classes that she was going to take during each semester. That way, when it was time for us to register for class, she already knew exactly what classes she needed. Everything was just on point. She also helped me make that spreadsheet, and y'all, when I tell you that thing helped me to the T, it helped me, because it's just like, you're not stressing about what classes you're registering for. You know exactly how you're gonna graduate. You know how to put yourself on track, and it's just so much easier. Like, organization, y'all, like, a lot of people neglect organization, but organization is so freaking important if you want to get your shit done. Like, Lord, if you are not organized and is not like really tracking down the credits that you're taking in order for you to graduate, yo, you will find yourself in a semester where you have 1 class left or 2 classes left or something stupid like that, honestly. So in all, just make sure everything is all good and okay. And so if you like this video, I want you to like and comment down below, what are your thoughts on this video? What are some of your majors? Or if you're someone who's considering graduating earlier, you guys can always comment down below, or even DM me if you guys want a little bit more privacy, and we can still talk about like what are some of the things that you need in order to graduate earlier. Do not forget to subscribe for my next video, which I will be talking about how you can get your parents on board when they do not like the career path that you have chosen. Y'all, this one, just wait for the next video. This one, the next one, that's tea. If you have not, whilst you're waiting for my next video, I want you guys to go to my previous video where I basically talk about 3 ways as to how you can learn about your learning style. And of course, I have another video where I basically talk about how we can all get through this quarantine, both physically and mentally. Anyways, guys, stay blessed, stay positive, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!